In this video, we are going to break down exactly how you can book appointments for your content agency using cold email. So today I have Greg on the channel back again. Yeah, Greg, how many qualified calls would you say we have generated at the agency in the last year, if you had to give a ballpark?
Yeah, so it was like at least 100 plus, like that's for sure. Because we've been booking around best months like 20 calls a month easily, so it could be like 200 plus meetings at the very least. But I can even show you the numbers, so kind of like how it looked like over the last year, because that's like around that we started running the cold emails.
Oh, and by the way, you guys want to stick around until the end of this video because we will show you actual real campaigns we have used in the past that booked us over 50 qualified meetings.
Credit to the team for all of that, because I never, for this one, in Instantly, I never created a single email campaign. I did that in the past and I know how to do that, but all of that was pretty much my team. So as you can see, we sent total 100,000 plus emails. Now, just so you know, it's not the leads that we reach out to, it's literally emails. So it also includes like the follow-up emails. Same thing with all those other metrics. So the open rate on average, it might seem low because sometimes like we try to aim at like 80% plus open rate on the emails, but a lot of the times the follow-ups are getting less opens. So basically that's why it's 67%. And reply rate 6.7 on average, and this generated around like 791 opportunities. As you can see, the value of those opportunities is really high, and from those opportunities, because that basically means like positive replies, interested people, we had around like over 200 calls booked over the last year. So that's how it looks like number wise.
Very cool. And yeah, so just so you guys know, like again, this is not just theory, this is actually stuff in this video that we are going to talk about that works right in the real life. And this made the agency over 300K in the last 12 months. So Greg, how does someone get started with cold email if they are just a complete beginner and they don't know what to do?
Sure. So as you can see, let me take a step back. We're using this tool called Instantly. Now what Instantly does, it basically allows you to send those cold emails at scale, because sometimes I see people trying to send cold emails manually to people, and that's never a good idea. It will take you a lot of time. It's not scalable, so that's why we need to use tools like that. And Instantly has actually a really good pricing, so you can start with literally just like $37 a month on the growth plan. The one is like, this is the one I recommend, but when you're starting out, you literally just need $37 a month. And this allows you to literally have like 1,000 leads and send 5,000 emails every single month. So that's how it looks like. And when it comes to actually getting started with that, literally what you need is, of course, I already mentioned the Instantly, but then when you're starting out, you literally just need like 3 domains. Now, why you cannot really use your main domain is because a lot of the times when you're sending cold emails, there's still like a risk, even though it's really low, there's a risk that it can be flagged or marked, by a lot of people as spam and then blacklisted. So we don't want to do that on the main domain that you have, that you use for your website, landing page, the funnel. That's why we want to get what we call like a burner domains. And why you need 3 is because you can only get at around 3 accounts per domain, and from every account you can send around 30 emails a day. So that's what I recommend to start with. Now at the moment right now we have a lot more accounts actually, so let me show you how it looks like we have a lot of those different accounts that we send emails from. But when you're starting out, you literally just need like 3 domains, so you pay just like $10 per domain and then 3 accounts per domain. So when you're using Google, that's gonna be total of $100 a month. That's really what you need. And then also additional costs for leads. When it comes to those burner domains that I mentioned, it's best to use .com endings and just like different prefixes, because a lot of people say that you can just have your main domain .info, .net, .eu, like just have different, those like endings. But what I recommend is just have a .com, because it actually has the best deliverability, and then use different prefixes and suffixes like try. So for example, we have try brand dive, grow brand dive, get brand dive, and then we redirect all of those domains into our main one where we have the website on. So that's exactly what you need to like even get started with it.
Okay, awesome. Cool. And what would you say are some of the key things to look out for, or some of the key things to know when somebody's starting out with cold email? Like, or I guess we could frame it also in this way, like what are the things you wish you knew earlier when it comes to game of getting clients through email?
Yes, that's a good question. First thing I would say is that email, as pretty much anything in sales and marketing, is like really a numbers game, especially when you're sending like mass emails, because you need to understand that, like, I see people just send 100 emails and they expect, you know, clients to come in. And with emails, like, you really need to send like good volume. That's why I also say you need at least 3 domains, at least 3 accounts per domain, like 9 sending accounts, because this way you can literally send 270 emails a day, run that. And that's really what you need to like really have success, and to be able to book like consistently 20 plus meetings a month, you know, 20, 30 meetings a month, you need to have the right infrastructure, you need to have a lot of those accounts. So that's something that I see a lot of people like make this mistake, that they just get one domain, they get one account, and they expect to book meetings. And it's not really how it works. You need to send good numbers, good volume, because that's really like what negates lack. But there are also like 2 approaches, because if you have like a very small niche that you're targeting and there's not that many leads that you want to reach out to, it's good to be more personalized with the email. So then you can use like personalized first lines. You can even like try to personalize the whole emails, and that will definitely increase in the, you know, higher open rates, higher reply rates. But if your niche is like pretty big, there's quite a lot of people in there. So let's say you're targeting real estate agents and there's a lot of real estate agents, then you can just focus on sending more emails and focus less on the personalization. And I said already that it's like a numbers game, but also you need to understand that you need to constantly test and optimize different things. Because another mistake that I see is people just create one campaign, one variation, and they don't test anything. And we've been testing everything. Subject lines, you know, a variety of different subject lines, the body, the call to action, like we've tested all of that. Even when I'm going to show you the campaigns that like booked us a lot of meetings, you can see how many variations there was that we then turn off if we see that they are not performing as well as the other ones. So we always test, because we need to find this winning campaign. And in order to do that, you need to test a lot of things first. As I said, subject lines, angles, you know, call to actions, the body of the email, the case studies that you're using in there, the follow-up emails. And once you do that, and you find a winning campaign, it's so simple, because you need to get good quality leads, upload them to the campaign, and it literally like speeds out meetings for you.
Let's get moving forward. How about getting leads? If you know, someone is getting started, how should they go about getting leads? Should they get like a lead scraper? Should they try manually finding the leads? If yes, where? Let's go through that a little bit.
Yeah, so there's few ways you can get leads for your campaigns, and this is also something that like you need to have a good source of leads, because sometimes leads can make or break your campaign. Because if you have the best campaign in the world, but then you have a list of leads where 50% are not even, you know, valid emails, like we had a situation like that with one person that, you know, delivered a lead list to us. Then we run it for like an Everbounce, and we see, okay, like actually 50% of those emails are invalid. Another 30%, like we don't know anything about those leads, we just get the emails. So you need to have a good source of leads, and there are literally few ways, like few things you can do. Depends on like what is the niche, what's the offer, like who you want to target. But first thing is like the email databases. So that's something that I don't recommend unless you can find good. There are good email databases out there that are more like targeted, but I don't recommend using tools like Apollo or those like big lead scrapers, because a lot of the times those leads are not high quality, and also everyone is using that. So just like those are people that are getting thousands of cold emails, and that's something that we don't want to do. The second thing is like lead scraping softwares. So for example, you can scrape leads a lot of the times from like social media. So you can find, this is something that we did on Twitter that we got like amazing results with. It's not possible anymore, unfortunately, but those campaigns that I'm going to show you at the end are basically using this method of lead scraping. We were targeting agency owners. We could just find someone that is creating content for agency owners on the Twitter, and then we could just scrape their followers by specific keywords. So there are also like tools like that for scraping Facebook groups, Instagram. So whether you're doing, you know, for email outreach, I don't know if Facebook groups could be a thing, but Instagram for sure, you can scrape through Instagram. You can scrape using like a LinkedIn Sales Navigator and then a Chrome extension. That's also an idea to scrape those emails. But the one that I always recommend for our niche, you know, content agencies, if you want to target like specific people, is to scrape leads manually. But I don't recommend also to do it yourself, but instead just hire a lead scraper or a list builder. You can find people like that on Fiverr, Upwork, you know, Facebook groups. Good thing about that is that you only need to provide them with like a qualification list. So for example, I'm just saying, I'm looking for agency owners, men between age of like 20 to 35 in those specific niches that already have business over $20,000 and already have a presence on like any other social media outside of YouTube, for example. And I can have this like specific qualification points and just send it to my list builder, and he's coming up with a list of, let's say, 1,000 emails, and the price might vary. So it can be as low as $800 for 1,000 leads. It can get as high as, for example, I think the highest we paid for like really high quality manual lead scrape leads is $600 for 1,000 emails. So literally 0.6 per lead. So, but that's what I recommend, because then those leads are the highest quality. We can create very targeted, very specific email campaigns, because we can also like just, have the qualification points exactly, let's say, target like agency owners between the age of 20, 35. We can then use their language, and that's what really works great with cold emails.
Yeah, and thank you for clarifying that. I think it's pretty important. So you would recommend everybody to pay per lead, like per qualified lead, instead of like an hourly rate to a VA.
Yes, and also that's why I recommend to hire someone that is familiar with lead generation, lead scraping, because a lot of VAs don't know how to do it specifically, and even if you train them, it's gonna take them a lot of time to do it. And those lead scrapers know how to do it, know how to clean the lists, know how to verify the emails. So it's way better. It actually costs less, and you can get those leads really fast. So that's good. And there's also some good lead scraping softwares or like email databases. But yeah, like I share them inside the group lately, inside our community, our program. So that's where I also keep for.
Yeah, for sure. And if you guys want help with this kind of stuff, like we can help you with this inside of Grow Creatives. But anyways, going back to the main things with the leads, how do you actually tell if the leads that you are getting from your lead scraper are good quality? Do you just look at your numbers inside of Instantly and see if you're actually booking calls from it and see if your open rates are good? Mm-hmm. Or is there any other way as well to be able to tell whether the leads are good or not?
Sure. So I would say 3 ways. There are 3 ways you can do it, kind of like 3 points. First thing, we just check them using a software like Neverbands. It literally costs, you pay like $50 for like 10,000 emails or so for verifying. So it's really cheap, and it will show you exactly, it will clean the list, show you how many emails actually are valid, and how many emails like be able to clean the list for you basically. So that's the first thing that we do. Second thing is we manually verify the emails as well. So we just check randomly. We pick from a list of like 1,000. We're gonna take like 20 to 50 people, and we're gonna see if those leads that this person find are actually qualified. And also that is something that we do every time we work with a new lead scraper. Like right now we actually have people that we worked for quite some time. We know that their leads are good, but when we hire someone, we want to have like a test list. So we want them to just create a list of, let's say, 50 prospects, and then we manually verify if they're actually qualified, because sometimes people are not able to. You just need to find the best of the best. So to do that, you need to verify it. And then once we do that, once we get a list of, let's say, 1,000 emails, we're gonna check some of them. If the list is good, we put it in Instantly, and then based on the numbers, we just know what are our typical numbers. And if we see that actually like we're getting less replies, or like the open rate is is just like really low, we can tell that a lot about like the quality of the lead list.
For sure. Okay, cool. So now people know what software to use. Now they know some of the key important things to look out for and to be aware of when it comes to getting into emails. They also know where to get leads from, how to get leads. Now let's look into managing replies a little bit, because people will start sending their emails now, and they will start getting some replies as well. What are some of the key things that you would recommend for people when it comes to that, and making sure that you're not only getting replies, but you're actually converting those replies as well into booked calls and then dollars into your agency's Stripe account?
Sure. So as I showed at the beginning, we got this like over the last year around like 800 positive replies. We've been able to turn that into over 200 calls booked. And that's actually a good number, because sometimes people get a lot of positive replies, but they cannot really turn them into booked calls. And that's an important skill, because a lot of the times you won't get people that will straight away book a call with you, but first they will try to find out what the price is, what is it exactly that you offer. And if you don't know how to actually handle these objections and how to get someone from this positive reply to the book to actually spending time to and booking this call with you, you won't be able to book meetings with cold emails. So that's really important. So just knowing how to reply to people, how to follow up, creating subsequences. This is also something that we do. So every time we get a reply and someone is asking for a price, we reply to them and then we put them into a subsequence. And what that is basically like another sequence of follow-up emails that they will get. Unless they reply to us straight away, then basically they won't get those emails. But if they don't reply, it will automatically follow up with them. And knowing how to manage those replies is really important. That's why you also need to have a CRM in place. Actually, Instantly has a feature like that built in. So you don't even have to have a dedicated like separate CRM. You can just manage everything from the Instantly CRM that they have. So that's really important. And then last thing, I see a lot of people making this mistake of trying to use cold emails to sell people on the service or the offer instead of just selling people on the meeting. So that's what we want to do really with cold emails, is we just want to get them on a sales call and we don't want to sell them on the offer. So the approach is quite different, and like understanding this is really important. So when it comes to those managing replies, sometimes I see people screwing up with the most common that comes to my mind is the question about the price. Someone asks about the price and they just reply straight away with the price. And this is a guaranteed way to never hear back from a prospect. Because if they don't see the value and you just drop the price, like no one's going to want to work with you. So there's like a few ways you can do it. Just to give some value here, for example, a good line might be, John is asking us about the price. We can say, John, I'd hate to price varies. I'd hate to overquote you. Do you have 15 minutes this week to talk so we can see what exactly is it that you need, how we can help, and what would the price be? And this is one way, or just the other. We have different offerings. It really depends what you need. Would you have 15 minutes, to book this call with me, to book this call to like see what you need, and based on that we can come up with a price. Or just my favorite one that we use a lot is, hey John, price depends. We have different offerings. But what I can say is that, to not leave you without an answer, what I can say is that our most successful clients invest around $2,000 a month with us, but we can start with as low as $1,000, for example. So just giving people a range, and that can also like work great. And then you can also just, when you're giving that range, you can say the lowest point might be the lowest, amount of like your consulting offer, and then the one that you say is like the main one can be just like a regular retainer. So there are like few ways you can reply to that. And that's just one objection. We have processes like that for pretty much any objections that someone might have. And that's how we are able to turn those replies into meetings.
Amazing. Cool. So I would say that was a lot of gold nuggets for creative agencies, or even just honestly, like even if you're a freelancer and you're just trying to double your income, maybe you're making $3,000, $4,000, and you want to do, 7, 6, 8. Like you can still use these methods and all these things that we talk about here on the channel, and we could still help you with that at Grow Creatives too. But let's show some of the actual campaigns that have generated us a lot of meetings in the past.
Sure.
So people have an idea and like a good example. Yeah, let's end off with that.
Sure. So I'm gonna show you two campaigns basically. This one, as you can see, we sent around 1,000 emails. We reached around 1,200 leads here, from which we generate around 78 positive replies. And here's another one where we sent 1,000 emails, like we reached 1,000 leads, and then we've been able to generate 59 positive replies as well. And this is how it looks like. So as I mentioned, we were targeting people from Twitter, and we were scraping, basically we used Alex Berman account. If you don't know Alex Berman, he also has a YouTube channel, and he's in the cold email space actually, because we got a client that was in the space of like lead generation, cold email, and we wanted to use that case study because we helped him get 5,000 clients in the first 30 days of working, like starting from complete zero. And so that's what we use basically. And as you can see, the subject, we tested 5 different first emails. Then we had like one follow-up here. Then we tested again a few follow-ups in the step 3. And again, even the step 4, we have different things that we tested. You can see the body is different, the subject line is different, but these ones weren't performing that good, even though technically it should, because it's like more personalized. As you can see, the best one was basically first name, consider it YouTube. And then we also use what we call pinned axis. It's not something that you need to use when you're just starting out, but it helps with the deliverability. So it randomly picks, hi, hello, or hey for different emails, and this way every email looks a bit different. So it's not gonna be flagged as spam. Here, as you can see, we are using personalization. So we were using AI personalization. This is a tool that actually my team member came up with. Like he created it using ChatGPT to create like really good personalization. We were actually getting replies from people asking about like, what tool did you guys use to create those like personalized first line? So that was working really good. And then as you can see, the email is really simple because that's what works right now. Is I had to reach out. We had the personalization. Then I had to reach out because I know how I can benefit from YouTube. Just help, this is our client name, call email agency owner, close the 5K client from his YouTube channel. Would you be up for a quick chat to discuss the potential benefits for your business? And that's literally it. And that got a lot of positive replies. Here you can see the different lines that they weren't that good, different variations. And here's a bit different angle as well. That was working quite well. Out of blue questions, but I covered 1.5 minutes, just being specific here. Loom on how we could scale to 50, 100K per month like we did for Nick with YouTube. Mind if I send it over? And also a lot of people actually replied positively. And because we knew how to manage those replies after they got the Loom video, we are able to book quite a lot of meetings. So that's how the first step looked like. Here's the follow-up. Basically, really, really direct look. We both know that you should be on YouTube. Imagine having an easy way of getting 2.2x more clients. Again, being specific, more every week for YouTube organically without spending entire days on it. How is the process of acquiring new clients currently being handled at your company? Would love to make that process a breeze. That's it. And then send from my iPhone line, even though it just makes it look more natural. And then we have, step 3, more advanced stuff, but basically based on what time was it when they got that email, it was either are you available anytime this week or next week? And then I'd love to chat about how we can help you make your business more revenue, much efficient, spending only 2-3 hours a week. And then we had a link to our call as well. As you can see, a lot of the times we're using a soft call to action. So we're not pointing them directly to a call and just like saying, here's the link where you can book a call, because that's not what works great. It's better to have those soft call to actions where you can just, point people to either like sending them some kind of like lead magnet or just like getting them to tell you if they are even interested. Sometimes we did that, as you can see, but like what we see works best is the soft call to action. And then the last one was basically a bit different subject lines. And then last email from me, I assume YouTube isn't high on your list of priorities right now, but if it does become one in the future, feel free to hit me up. And that's how it looks like. And then this is the second campaign that was working quite well, and that was using pretty much the same structure, but I'm gonna show you. It was basically a different person. It was called Email Wizard on Twitter, a big account as well, and it's looking
shout out
really...
Daniel Fazio.
Yes, exactly. His leads were the best ones. Just gotta say, so like his followers are the best ones, and you can see pretty much it's the same structure. What works great here as well is the subject line of like, are you different? Because a lot of people are just like curious to open this up. Also had a personalization. In 2023, you have to differentiate yourself from your competition. If you want your business to grow in the next 10 years, you have to build out a strong online presence. YouTube is the best place to build it. And what I wanted to say here is that like, look how different angles we're testing. Like here, we're focusing more on how we can help you build a long-lasting personal brand. And here we talk about how we can get, how we can scale to 50,000 per month. Here we talk about how you can close a 5K deal in the next 30 days. So because we tested those different things, we can then pick what's working best for us. And based on that, create like a winning campaign. Because when you pick the best first step and then the best follow-up lines, that's what really makes a winning campaign. And as you can see, it's pretty much the same as in the previous email as well, just a bit different, in a few ways. And those campaigns were literally printing money. And what you can take away is to like be specific, have a good list of leads, and leveraging case studies works great. But overall, as you can see, those emails are really short, to the point, direct, soft call to actions. And that's how we've been able to book this many meetings. Because as you can see again, this one generated 78 opportunities and this one 59, giving us over 140 positive replies and over 50 calls booked from 2 campaigns.
Amazing. Cool. Thank you so much for sharing that with everyone, Greg. If you guys want help with setting all of this up, because I know like when you are starting out, obviously a lot of this is very confusing at first, or it can feel very overwhelming. So if you are someone who is already making money, maybe as a freelancer, or you're a smaller creative agency owner, or maybe you're just looking to start this business and you have some resources saved up, you're very serious about making this happen, you actually have a chance to work directly with me and Greg and get mentored by us within our company Grow Creatives. So if you want help with your offers, setting up your cold email campaigns, your positioning, literally everything, right? Like your sales goals even, we will be able to help you with all of this stuff. We have done it multiple times over. As you guys can tell, we've actually booked a lot of meetings with this stuff. It's not just theory. All of this actually works today, and that's important as well. You know, this is not something that worked 2 years ago, 3 years ago. This is actually working today. If you want to be part of that, you can book in a call with us in the description below. We will have a quick chat, see whether you would be a good fit or not. If you are, you know, we can get started and help you scale beyond 10K a month. And if you're not a good fit, we will also let you know. So again, if you want to be part of that, make sure to click the first link in the description below, book a call, and we will talk to you there. Greg, thank you so much for coming on the channel.
I want to add here also that cold email is constantly evolving. So like what worked a year ago might not work right now. That's why even inside of our program, the last group call that I had was literally all about cold email and like what works in 2024, what doesn't, just showing it to people inside of the program. And I'm actually doing reviews, not only we're gonna help you set up those campaigns and, you know, come up with the scripts. We actually do a personalized review of your cold email campaigns. We help you optimize, look at the analytics, optimize that so you're not left alone in that process. We even help you set it all up and then basically make sure that you're booking those meetings in. So that's what I wanted to add.
Amazing. All right. So make sure to, again, go ahead and book that call, and we will see you in the next one.